Beside a quiet roadside, near a flowing river, high on a tree branch, a small nest rested. Inside it, a fragile newborn life had just begun its journey. Then without warning, the sky turned dark. Fierce winds rose, and the calm quickly vanished. The storm hit hard, tearing through everything in its path. In a single moment, the nest gave way. It fell into the river below, drifting helplessly with the current, carrying the tiny life away. The storm raged on, as the nest was swept along the river, but somehow it stayed afloat, carrying the tiny life through the chaos. As the storm still lingered, the mother returned, calling out desperately. Her cries echoed through the wind as she searched for her missing baby. The storm had eased, but the river kept moving. Alone in the drifting nest, the tiny eagle cried out, weak, hungry, and barely holding on. High above the river, the mother soared, crying out again and again, searching every moment, hoping to find the one she lost. She kept driving, unaware that something fragile was drifting just beside her. But sometimes, fate puts you exactly where you need to be. She stepped closer, and then she saw it. Far out in the river, something small, struggling. A life drifting away, with no one to save it. She didn't hesitate. Stepping closer, she reached out, and gently pulled the tiny life from the water. Cold, fragile, but still alive. She knew it wouldn't survive out there. Wrapping it in warmth, she carried it to safety, hoping it was not too late. With the storm behind them, she kept driving. Every mile forward was a step closer to saving a life. Finally, a place of safety. She pulled in and stopped the car, knowing this was just the beginning of saving that tiny life. Gently, she lifted the tiny life, holding it close. For the first time, it was no longer alone.
There you go, little one. You're safe with me now.
She made a place, warm and safe. A small beginning for a life that almost didn't make it.
Easy, sweet baby.
With gentle hands, she offered food, hoping it would fight back. And slowly, the tiny life began to respond. It was still small, too small to fly. But every little movement meant one thing. It was getting stronger. For the first time, it felt the world again. The air, the light, and a chance to be free once more. Days passed, and it began to change. Stronger, steadier, no longer as helpless as before. It started to recognize her. The voice, the presence. Trust was growing, one small step at a time. It had grown, stronger than before. Not fully ready yet, but no longer the fragile life she once found.
Hey there, little
She
one.
called softly,
Come on over.
and this time, it responded.
That's it.
Not out
You're
of
safe
fear,
with me.
but trust. A bond,
Good.
quietly
Come a
taking
little
shape.
closer.
It stood stronger now, aware, steady, alive. No longer just surviving, but becoming what it was meant to be. It had grown into something powerful, yet it stayed. Not out of need, but trust. Time had passed, and it had grown. Now stronger, it fed from her hands, not just surviving anymore but living, because she never gave up. And then, it finally took flight. As it soared into the open sky, she smiled, knowing she had given it a second chance at life. Higher and higher, it rose into the sky. Free at last, carried by the wind, exactly where it was always meant to be.